a pretty good idea, but then he mentioned his son-in-law was a chef and he would make lunch, and I said, yeah, I'll be there. I'd be more than happy to come down and photograph you again. So that was the start of this project. I did some work with the U.S. Geological Survey along the same lines where I was rephotographing images from the 1800s. So this kind of fell into my lap, and I thought, how do I find these people though? How am I gonna end up rephotographing other people? And thanks to my wife, who's good with social media, she started posting stuff on every Grateful Dead site she could find. Everybody thought she was a deadhead, but she could care less. But she was instrumental in finding these people. And so we started out and drove from one coast to the next to make photographs of these people again. We had to go as far as Thailand, and if you get the book, you can read the story of why we had to go there. But it's been just a great journey. And about a year ago, we had images together, but we didn't have a writer. And you know, we tried a couple different people. They didn't quite get the idea. They were not deadheads. So I said to Carmen, you know, why don't you send a message to this David Gans guy? I'm sure he'll just ignore it, but who knows what will happen. And so my recollection is she sent a message off to him. I thought we would never get a response, and within minutes, he wrote back and said, count me in, I want to be part of this project. So that's how this all evolved.
It really was a no-brainer for me. I've been interviewing people for 50 years, and I've been a Dead fan for 50 years. And how would I not want to talk to a bunch of Deadheads about their love for the Grateful Dead? So I started in March, I think, and I talked to 40, 45 different people over the course of several months, and transcribed the interviews and then boiled them down into something that told you a little bit about these people and how they got from the one image to the next. And I found out a lot of unsurprising things. First of all, and least surprising of all, the Grateful Dead inspired zillions of other people to do creative work. And I'm not just talking about Bill and Tom, whose work is in here, but so many of the people that I spoke to in the course of doing this thing were inspired by the Grateful Dead to do creative things of their own. And I mean, yeah, obviously it's not a thorough sampling of the culture because the burnouts burned out and left us a while back. These are the people that had their shit together enough to survive. And a lovely bunch of people there. We have one of them here. David, who's on the cover, is here. You could actually talk to him.